Hi everyone, Shannon Smith from Smart Business Solutions. Just to give you a bit of an intro or update on Fringe Benefits Tax. So for many of you, you'll have the question, should I be registered for Fringe Benefits Tax? Should I lodge an FBT tax return even if I don't have Fringe Benefits Tax payable? Now, Fringe Benefits is where you provide, you're an employee, which can also be yourself, with a company car, maybe you pay for some dinners or entertainment, some other aspects like that of basically whenever an employee, is yourself included, receives benefit that is not taxed as part of their wage. In a sense, it's like a second taxing, if you could put it like that. Now, one thing I wanted to highlight for you, now there's a real push, Fringe Benefits Tax continues to be a focus point of the ATO. Now, do you need to be registered or should you be doing a tax return? Well, often what we've done, which is consistent with what a lot of people, a lot of accountants do, is we kind of do the journal at 30th of June to add back the private add back for your motor vehicle or that type of adjustment and not lodge an FBT return, because technically the ATO says if you do not have an FBT liability, you don't need to lodge an FBT return. So with us doing that journal to add it back, we neutralise that liability. Here's the big problem, and this has been coming up for a lot of people, and we're hearing it throughout the industry. So I guess our accounting bodies are now saying that the lazy accountant is the one that does the journals at year end. The better accountant is the one that actually lodges an FBT return. Why? If we lodge an FBT return, the ATO cannot go back more than 3 years if they want to question anything that you've done in relation to your private add back of your motor vehicle or how you've proportioned it. If you do not lodge an FBT return, and we've just done the journal, which has been the status quo for many years, where we've neutralised the FBT amount, so we don't have to, in theory, do an FBT return. If you do not lodge an FBT return, the ATO can go back indefinite, as long as they want to. So even if we are still doing the journal adjustment, which shows a nil, what we're being recommended by our accounting bodies is to lodge a nil FBT return. So it stops the period in which you can go under audit. Now they being the ATO, are conducting so many FBT audits at the moment. It is absolutely crazy. Why? They've got a new tool. They have access to the Vic roads. They can see if there's 2, 3, 4 cars within a business. They can track that type of information, and they're just doing automatic reviews. If you don't have a logbook, immediate denial of the deduction, and you're done, and that rolls back as well. So we're going to send all of this information to you. Highly recommend. Now, when we do your year-end tax, we have included some of that calculation on adding back that adjustment. So when we're going to send you the proposal for the lodging the actual FBT tax return, that proposal will be less in a sense than if we were doing a whole FBT return, because we've already factored in basically some of that number crunching work in our end of year proposal, but we do have to do a separate tax return and do have to lodge that. So we will put that through to you. If you've got any questions, do let us know. We strongly recommend, if you don't want to lodge a separate return, you don't want to pay for that extra return to be done, we will get you to just either send that to us in writing, or we'll send you something to DocuSign and do that, because it's just about, I guess, protecting you and protecting us on if the ATO comes in, how many years they go back. And we want to make sure that you're fully aware of the consequences of, if we do lodge a tax return, it's capped at 3 years. Otherwise, it's indefinite. It's, let's just say you had no logbook. The ATO could go back indefinite to your motor vehicle deductions and deny it for the next as many years as they want to go back. And I've seen the ATO go back with one client 7 years on it. If you had an FBT return lodged, no matter what, they can only go back 3 years. So it's, I think it's really well worth doing. We're being advised by our accounting bodies to make sure that we're communicating this with our clients, and that you have that choice of lodging the FBT return to really restrict that as well. Let us know if you have any questions. Thank you.